Hey everybody, welcome to another Photoshop CS6 tutorial. I'm your host, Buddy Blackbeard, and today we're going to be going over a few more selection tools. And these ones are the Lasso tool, polygonal Lasso tool, and magnetic Lasso tool. And you can see that their hotkey is capital L. So let's get started. What these tools do are pretty much create selections along things that you want to cut out, or you can switch them up and cut around them and everything like that. So I'm gonna duplicate my layer here, that way I don't have to import or mess up my first layer that I'm working on. What I'm gonna do is use the regular lasso tool first, and pretty much this is just a free-form drawing tool that you can use to cut things out with. So if you take a look, if I click and hold down, I'm able to draw from the triangle on the mouse cursor, and say I want to cut this bike out. I'm able to draw my own freeformed mask or selection here, and that way I have the bike cut out, and then I can move it out and then work on it separately from away from the background if I wanted to. So a couple of tricks with the lasso tool: if you hold down Alt, you can see that there becomes a negative or a minus sign next to the lasso, and that means when you go to cut in, it's going to cut away what you were using. And this has the same modes up here as the other selection tools. We've got the subtract, we've got the intersect, and we've got what is this one called again? Subtract, intersect, and add. That's what the other one was, adding. So, and then this one's just a normal selection tool. So that's a trick with the lasso tool. I'm going to hit Control D to deselect, and that's the hotkey to deselect. Or you can come up into select and go to deselect, which is right here. Now if I'm dragging out a lasso going like this, and then I hold down Alt and let go, you can see that the icon changes into a polygonal lasso tool, and I still have Alt held down. If I click here, I'm going to be able to make straight lines now, and then when I finish, I just let go of Alt, and then it will connect everything for me. Also with the lasso tool, if you draw something that's incomplete, it'll automatically connect by a straight line the first point to the last point that you ended up drawing, like that. So that's how you use the lasso tool, and it's good for if you have a really steady hand, you can use it to cut things out with. If you don't, then it's good for just creating like a garbage mask or a garbage crop or something like that for you to work with. And you can also get in and fine-tune some harder to figure out areas. Like if you wanted to cut out like the area in between here, you might want to use this lasso tool. So let's get on to the next tool, which is the polygonal lasso tool, and basically it's the same thing as the lasso tool, except for it creates straight lines. So if you hold shift down, it'll create a line that is perpendicular to the line that you just made, and then by coming to your beginning point, connecting those two, you can see that the icon by my mouse has a circle, and that means it's ready to be completed. So click again, and then it'll complete your selection for you. So that's how you can make hard-edged polygon shapes. Now let's go to the magnetic lasso tool, and this one's a pretty sweet tool. It pretty much binds the selection to the contrasting color that's near where you are putting your selection. So I'm going to click and I'm going to hold, and you can see that the selection, I'm going to stay near my selections here, and you can see that it pretty much like binds to the handlebar. It'll bind down to this piece of metal or cable or whatever that was. It's binding to the basket, You get a bunch of points when you're doing it this way, but it's pretty helpful that it does this nicely for you. So then when you're done, you just connect and you just go to your first. It's basically meant to be go around the whole entire object and then come back and connect, so that you can now use this to cut out more, or to have a nice exact cutout shape on your object. So that's how you use the magnetic lasso tool, the polygonal, and the regular lasso tool. So use those to your advantage. They're pretty nice tools. And thanks for watching this one. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.